Before we close, I have a question for you guys.
buddy?
What do you guys think about bidets?
Bidets? I've never tried one. I'd love
Me
to.
neither. What do you think, Candyman?
You don't have to wipe your ass.
Just spray that hose right up your
You
ass.
just dab it a little bit.
Okay, I am a huge fan of being in the shower with one of those shower heads that you can wash up your ass and get the undercarriage, so to
get
speak.
the taint. Yeah.
Grundle.
Just all of it.
Yeah, get your grundle.
Just get your
your raff.
whole, bend over and open it up and get that whole area rinsed out with nice hot water.
Yeah.
Soap it up.
Yep.
And then rinse it out again. That I'm into.
Yeah.
Spraying my freshly pooped anus with some cold water to rinse it off, and then like having that water go who knows where, like maybe it's leaking down this little crack in my leg, or maybe it's sticking to this hair.
No, I think they're pretty good though.
I'm not ready for that. It doesn't sound like it. I'm more into baby wipes and toilet paper and reality,
UFOs,
science,
consciousness.
sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That might not be a real thing. The podcast.
Hey, welcome back to the show, ladies, gentlemen, guys, girls, bis, trans, non-binaries, furries. Everyone's included.
Josephs.
Welcome back to the show. No vegans or vegetarians, though. You guys go fuck off. No, I don't.
Now, you know what? I was just talking about that show Alone, and I was saying how they never last because, like, they can forage a little bit, but, like, sorry, Trader Joe's, you need, like, super variety to survive with all the calories you need as a vegan.
Before we get into that, let's just cover the...
Joseph.
Okay, so...
Did you hear that?
I haven't heard from him yet. He hasn't said anything yet, but I'm sure he will. He just hasn't gotten to it yet. But, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Check us out on Instagram and hit us up at tmnbart@gmail.com. Thanks to NRG Tree for sponsoring the show. You should check them out online at energytree.com and try to own your own solar. Since we broadcast out of their studio, or we've made a studio out of their office, I, on occasion, avail myself to company materials of various documents. I don't know what they are, but they seem to be specs on like how much money you can make from owning solar in your house. And I don't know. The technology seems to be getting better little by little. So maybe it's time to check it out. NRGtree.com, own my own solar. I'm your host, The Candyman, a.k.a. the hung guy with the fun guy, here with Danny D and Macka.
Actually,
what's up?
We're going to Maine a couple of weeks this August,
Yes.
And the first week we don't have any kids. This is like after the Motley Crue concert.
Nice.
And we're going to hang out with some fun guy.
You are?
Hey.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, you were talking about the show Alone. I fucking love survival shows. Naked and Afraid and Alone are probably my two favorite ones ever.
Yeah, and I love Survivor Man and like...
when Akira was younger, we used to make rope out of tree bark and do other like friction fires, and like I used to teach her the stuff that I was
You ever light up a friction fire?
We got like a coal going once, but we didn't like get the nest built properly. It's apparently extremely difficult to start a friction fire, and
It's very difficult.
there's a lot of nuances to it. You got to learn about like the right type of wood, and which is harder and softer, and which one. There's a little physics to it. But what I was going to ask you was, the neighborhood you and the kids live in, it's a pretty sweet project to do with the boys that are, even Alice too. Like, be like, yo, I bet you King would even be into it if you were like, yo, let's build a primitive shelter in the woods behind the house.
I was just thinking about that
and
today.
just you go out there and you clear a section.
Yep.
And you start using the kids to harvest materials, gather materials. Hopefully they don't get poison ivy, right? Like build a shelter in the back.
Yeah, we could do it. Like dig it out and stuff.
Yeah, just put work into it. And you can use like a shovel, I guess, if you want, but it'd be cool if you just used, Stone Age type technology, I guess. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Just to teach the kids survival.
I'd use a shovel and shit, but I'd make it look like the Shire. You know,
I like that.
that'd be cool.
Yes, it would be very cool. It's the
And
house.
then if zombies happen, like we could have it all ready to go.
You could
And we have to
finish
run
it.
back there.
You could finish it for the opening night of that Lord of the Rings show on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, when's that?
When's that hit?
I think it's September.
We got
That's gonna be pretty big.
Westworld season 4 just started. If you like Westworld, which I do.
I love the idea of Westworld, like just going to this place and being a cowboy and being able to bang as many chicks as you want. And
They have like other worlds too, though. They have like Samurai
Yeah.
World and
do they have that in the
Fantasy.
show?
Yeah.
In the movie, they had Space World, whatever.
So in the show, Maeve, the madam of the Westworld saloon, she eventually gets into like Samurai World, and she meets like these Japanese versions of their same characters. Like the storyline's the same. They've just
Really?
changed it a little bit
What
to
about
make it
is it space?
I don't know, but they have one episode. They have actual the two dudes that produced Game of Thrones sitting in one of the concept rooms, and they have like a dragon from Game of Thrones that they made, and it's like for Fantasy World, and they're like,
That's
I
cool.
think they say like, I don't remember the exact thing, but I think like, it's too fake. Like it needs to be. It's like breathing fire and shit. But it's like a little Easter egg because it's HBO.
Yeah.
What I love about that show, I love a lot of it.
Game or Westworld.
Westworld is they have like the traditional music of that time and on like a piano or whatever. But,
Yes.
but they're playing modern songs.
Yeah, I love it.
So when they got to the Samurai World, they played Cream by Wu-Tang with like
was
the
awesome.
traditional Chinese or Japanese.
Yeah. There's a lot of that on the internet.
Instruments.
There's a lot of that on the internet over the
yeah,
last few years, but Westworld, I think,
Like
was
folk
awesome.
metal songs, like you could find Metallica, like a folk band sing,
Yeah.
like Ride the Lightning or something.
Well,
like,
I think the first episode they do Paint It Black from
Yes. Yep.
They definitely do Black Hole Sun.
Yep.
And
And
they
they
do
do some Radiohead
Paint
songs.
It Black. They do some Radiohead songs.
I love Radiohead.
It's like on an old time like saloon.
It's just
you
so-
saw it, right?
Yeah,
so
I've seen
good.
like the first 2 seasons.
Where like they're playing on that piano, the saloon piano.
Yeah, the only problem is like any HBO show I don't really see anymore because like I'm stuck on my phone for stuff because the kids hog the TV.
Should beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Establish dominance.
I don't really want to beat them.
Wow.
They are cute.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out to a new listener, Mims, my man Mims, out in Michigan.
Mim's like the rap artist.
I don't know. I think it's short for some other kind of name. Could be like a Polak name, like Miminazaki Bubaki, or it could be like a Greek name, like Miminos, or
Yeah.
could just be like straight Mims, like British, like yo, I'm Harry Mims. Pleasure to meet you. I don't know. I only know they call him Mims, and
In the virtual world.
yeah, and he no, that's I think his name in real life.
Oh, cool.
His online name is Butt Chuckler 866.
But Chuckler.
Yeah. So this dude didn't really listen to podcasts, I guess, and I played with him a couple times, and we started getting to know each other. And he was interested in aliens, and he was pondering things that I ponder all the time. And I was like, bro, you got to listen to our show. And he says, I don't know, I don't have any time, blah blah blah. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have any time? Put your fucking headphones on when you're mowing the lawn or doing something. So he messaged me yesterday, says, I really fucking love the show. I listened to it for 2 hours today. And I was like, oh, wow, thanks, man. And he said, he's like, that's somebody, I have no attention span. He's like, so I listened to it for 2 hours. And I don't know, he loves all different aspects of the show. So we got a tiger by the tail here, boys, and absent Kingsley.
Yeah. Speaking of Kingsley, so Friday night, this is funny.
What she did here.
We just got it on Friday night, and the funny part about this is it was so crazy that like we both said it at the same time. We like came to after. We're like, "What was that? Like, who was that?"
What do you mean? Like
Like
you
we're
guys
just like both like
pheromone,
yeah,
like
we're just like
pheromones
going
mixed?
crazy. Like
You're a zombie?
Like where were we? How long have you been gone? Like just like not like in our own bodies.
Yeah.
Jackie Moon. He's like,
That's great.
Crazy.
you ever hear
You
Jack?
just got lost in it.
Just lost. Like we were like, how long was I gone? How long was I out for?
That happens to me. all
Oh
the time.
Jesus Christ! Who are we? Like animals.
I like Will Ferrell's Jackie Moon character on Semi Pro. He's singing the song "Baby Who Wants to Love Me Sexy," and then in the background he's like, "Wake up, baby." He's like, we're naked and we're humping sexy. He's like, for the last 15 minutes, that's what's been going on. Too late now. Woo! I'm like, Jesus Christ. But that's basically what you're describing is what happened to you.
Yeah, it was insane. It was like Animal.
Wake up, baby. You know, humping sexy. For the last 15 minutes, that's what's been going on.
You know, I watched that scene that you told me about from that movie where the guy's like having sex and he starts like moaning. Weird.
Oh, MacGruber.
That's
Oh
so
my
funny.
God,
You can't
dude.
unsee that.
Oh
can't.
God, that's funny. I watched it maybe 20 times.
I'm gonna shoot.
Oh, God, brutal.
It's very good.
Just probably one of the most awkward.
Yeah,
I mean,
it has to be up there for most ridiculous sex scene.
you can't unsee it.
I like that, and I like what's it called? Team America.
Yeah,
where
that.
he's all over and stuff.
Team America was great.
That made me laugh so hard.
There were mannequins doing dirty sex
Yeah,
things.
the uncut scene, he poops on her and like,
Yeah.
Like-
real funny, or she poops on him.
Everybody in the world has picked up like a Barbie and a Ken at one point and been like, and like made the sex moves, right? They were like, "Yo, we're gonna do a whole movie."
Yeah, with like the worst, dirtiest shit.
So that movie was genius, and what's funny about it was that the show Stargate. I don't know if any of you guys out there are sci-fi fans, but you should be if you listen to the fracking show. A lot of stuff happened in the sci-fi world this week I could get into, but Stargate, the original series, ran for 10 fucking years with Richard Dean Anderson, aka MacGyver. He didn't really do the whole show. He did like 7 seasons, then he was like cameoed. But the end of like they did a show, right, where they were like every 10 minutes they were like phasing into like a different cinematography style of like basically like filming it as like anime, then like filming it in real action, and then like with different actors. And then like one girl was like, what if we just did the whole thing marionettes? And they're like, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. And then for the next 10 minutes, they did the whole Stargate as marionettes, just like Team America. And it was fucking awesome because they like totally were like paying homage to Team America on this sci-fi show. But to see like the characters, like the people, the actors that done up as the marionettes is hilarious. It's like, because when you watch Team America, the crew or the main characters, so to speak, are just whatever. You don't know who they are.
Right.
But then when they bring out actual Hollywood actors, and the guy's like Matt Damon, there's like all these other actors that George Clooney and Alec Baldwin, they've crafted these little marionettes of the actual actors. It's fucking hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
It's a crazy movie.
Yeah. Do you want to pretend to like rock and name some obscure bands, like whatever Dan's wearing on his shirt this week, like Metallica?
Yeah.
That's my
I like rock.
That's my song of the week is Master of Puppets because of Stranger Things. I guess it's creating a lot of fans.
That's a good segue.
Yeah.
That's a good segue from the marionette thing,
Yeah.
Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets. Oh yeah, that's true.
You're telling me that, because I haven't watched it yet, you're telling me that season 4 of Stranger Things is the best one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's the best season.
I trust you.
And you know what's
Get
cool is what's his name? Hopper in it, you know?
Yeah.
He gets shredded because he's like been away. And it's
I think
unbelievable.
he was training for the Black Widow movie, right? That's what
I don't know, but he's shredded. She's shredded to fucking peeled like an orange, shredded to the gills.
I think IRL, he was training at the
Yeah.
same time he made that show. He was training for the Black Widow movie to be whatever his character
I
was.
said something on Facebook, and I realized it might have been a little spoiler, and Mark Horn was like, well, it's Hollywood, forcing him to be muscular now that he's like the leading guy. And I was like, well, maybe he's just getting into shape. Sometimes people just decide to get into shape, and there's like...
That doesn't happen to
They do.
everybody. Jack Black's been doing his own thing
Yeah,
from
it doesn't
day
mean
fucking one, man.
It doesn't mean you have to. It just means you're not going to do it unless you want to do it. Like, nobody's going to force you to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody does it begrudgingly.
I think that it's
You got to
easy.
wake up and want it.
I think they go, hey, we're going to pay you this much if you get shredded. And by the way, here's all this HGH and steroids.
yeah,
and a
yeah, but
nutritionalist.
he looks like anything anybody could do naturally, but I'm sure he's done something because, like, when you take steroids, like, you can keep muscle you gain and then cut without losing that muscle, and it's really hard to do that naturally. Like if Chris got cut like 12% body fat, you'd lose some muscle doing it because it's just impossible not to. But if you took steroids while you did it, you'd probably probably even gain muscle while you lost body fat.
Well, good news, because I plan on getting on steroids pretty soon. It's
Should.
either going to be this year or
Should.
the next. By 45, if I'm not on a slow trickle of steroids all the time,
Should at
then
least
I'm a
try
failure.
testosterone.
No, I want.
How much do you need to take? Like, can you just take can you microdose steroids?
That's the idea, man.
Well, you could do like 200 milligrams of like testosterone instead of 5.
Yeah.
In my,
And then like you can do smaller types of like Anavar, which isn't like
see a little booster.
isn't like Anadrol. Like
Yeah.
there's certain ones. There's like nuances to it. It's not just all like steroids are bad. Like
wanna
there's different strength, different types.
I want to slowly boost my hormone levels with steroids.
Yeah, you gotta.
I don't want to alarm it with. I don't want any estrogen release or anything.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
you got to have like a PCT for the last like towards the end. It like keeps you from your
there's
natural levels from coming back up and stuff.
There's not going to be an end. Once I
There's
started,
got to be some end to every cycle.
well, once I started, I'm going to.
Because you got to cycle. You got to stop doing it for a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing,
It's not my style.
but you got to do it a certain way, otherwise, because your body starts producing its own testosterone because it's getting it.
No, I know.
Endogenously.
I know. It's tricky stuff.
Yeah, it's tricky.
It's a slippery slope.
It's not something you want to just jump in.
You don't want to get and it's hard to do a slow drip, is what.
No, you could. There's smaller cycles you can do.
I
but
think you can do it. You're just not going to get like the killer results that you're looking for.
You're not gonna see people overestimate a lot of shit. Like somebody will gain weight, they're like, "Oh, you put 25 pounds of muscle on." Like nobody puts 25 pounds of muscle on.
Right.
You put like 7 to 12 on steroids. You're like maybe 7 in a year if you're like natural, like
I don't know,
your
man.
first year.
I seem to remember my bro getting to be like 280 by the
He
end of
didn't-
football.
Yeah, but a lot of it was fat too, like at the time. And then when he got lean, he was less weight.
Well,
He got pretty lean at
he's
some
fucking
point. too.
jacked for a long time.
No, he was, but like it wasn't like 30, 40 pounds of muscle. That's like a professional bodybuilder puts on over their career. It was like probably like 15.
So, one of the things that I want to do on the show is help people that are depressed, and I got some really good feedback on.
Wait.
Hold on now.
Album of the fucking.
You can do that in a second. I just want to recap at the
I didn't
beginning.
know if we were segging out of it.
Nope,
you know?
I'm not going to dive into them. I just want to say that's my thing for the show, everyone, man. I'm trying to help people that are going through tough times to feel better, and it's pretty much what I do with my life in general. Like, the weed, the comedy, the beekeeping, the fucking, that's for the planet.
It'll be said that I don't want to pay it forward to anybody.
The fungi, you don't have to pay it forward.
I don't want to help anybody either.
I'm just telling you, I want to help people that are depressed because like it sucks and it's a burden. So the 8 M's to combating depression. People,
I hope I cheer you up.
in no particular order: music, meditation, marijuana, mushrooms, motion or keeping and moving and working out, mindfulness, keeping an eye on how you're feeling and why. Masturbation, pretty self-explanatory. If you need help, I guess shoot us an email. I'll send you whatever you need.
I'll just jerk you off if you want.
Yeah, see?
And then the last one's a mission, man. You got to have a mission when you get up in the morning.
Don't you think though, chemically, sometimes people just like in a funk no matter what you do? You've been there, right?
That's what the weed and the mushrooms are for, my man.
Oh,
They're to balance.
so you're totally against serotonin reuptake inhibitors.
What's the.
Serotonin, psilocin is what psilocybin gets broken down to in your body, and it's a neurotransmitter. It's just like antidepressants, man. It fucking blasts your neuron. Your neurons are
Are you
firing.
speaking
on
of like mushrooms like once a month, or what are you saying? Like microdosing?
I mean, you have to look into it. There are various techniques. Some people cure themselves of various experiences with like one huge mega dose. Other people microdose. I'm not saying to get into it. What's important right now is Sean's musical choice. He wants to introduce somebody musically to the audience, and that's important.
Oh yeah, the new music.
Because it's one of the 8 M's.
Not new people, but it's a new band called The Smile.
The Smile.
The Smile. It's made up of
It's a horrible name.
Radiohead members and the drummer
really?
from Sons of Kamut.
Oh, I like Radiohead.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So it's basically it's slight difference from Radiohead, but you can hear influences of both. So it's pretty cool. They're on tour. If you like it, I'd say check it out. They're coming to Boston in November, maybe.
Lots of bands are coming to Boston this year, actually.
Oh yeah,
Aerosmith, Smashing Pumpkins, all sorts of Alice in Chains. I'm not Alice in Chains. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
right? Because they had a new album.
Yeah, lots of different bands.
So that's my artist of the week, The Smile. Check them out.
My song of the week is "Hold My Hand" by Hootie and the Blowfish.
Is it really?
I fucking love that song, man. Yeah, man. I mean, like, I know you want to get all metal and death, and there's a time and a
I
place
didn't
for
even
that.
say
but
that.
like,
That's what I'm gonna get into.
No, I know, I know that.
That's
But,
our
like,
balance.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie and the
with me.
Blowfish, Darius Rucker, man. That song, that's an uplifting song, man.
I want you to hold my hand.
With a little love.
Best that I can.
Yeah, we're not a
And he
band
turned
for
into
a
a
reason.
country music
I
artist.
mean, he's a singer.
Yeah, but he's a country music artist now.
I agree. I agree with that. Wagon Wheel is considered.
Straight up
It
genre.
was kind of country music, anyways. Hootie and the Blowfish, a little bit.
Basically, more like pop rock.
Yeah, but I don't
That-
know.
Friends was on TV. People were not. The music was in a phase of
Yeah.
trying to find its thing from the 80s into the 2000s.
I think it,
Rembrandt.
yeah, right. You're absolutely right about that because there were new genres coming up.
Post 80s was weird.
There's music goes through there are definitely periods of bursts of creativity and,
Right.
and periods of like, this sucks, there's nothing, this is just the same old shit I've heard over and over. People are, oh, there's some remakes, cool.
Right.
This old
Well-
dude who used to be good did a remake of another song, cool.
Also, there's like a tree of like music, like a family tree almost, where it just like branches off into different things and like things that influenced by certain things. Like Nirvana came out because like it was like a
Yeah, grunge was like
grunge. It was like it came
Boom.
from punk kind of, but
Yeah.
it was like a dissatisfaction with like rock and roll at the time, and like it was like a rebellion from that, and like the cool kids, and yeah.
But also, a lot of that came from one area of the country.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how these little
Well,
these
and
little
from England to
cultures.
Manchester.
I think we talked about this before, like these little cultures of
pockets of
Little
people.
scenes.
of art, yeah, and scenes, and it just blows up.
There aren't many scenes anymore, like local scenes. Everything's too small now with the internet.
Like Atlanta, Hotlanta.
Yeah, Hotlanta.
They
was
put out some hip hop that was like, yo,
early 2000s
this,
Hotlanta.
this isn't
I
New
I
York.
just heard in my head, wait a minute now.
This isn't the West Coast.
Yeah, the West Coast.
This isn't that. This is Hotlanta, baby.
yeah.
This is ludicrous.
I'm a sucker.
Luda.
Rose, manicured toes.
He,
Is that Atlanta?
Yep. No, wait. No, yeah.
with the big timers from Atlanta?
Big timers were New Orleans.
Close. That's,
but-
well, not really. It's I don't know.
Yeah,
I
big
don't-
timers, Lil Wayne, Juvenile, they were
I
all.
love New Orleans. I want to go.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Why do you
Yeah,
love it?
cool, because it's like
Why do you love
Salem,
it?
Mass, but it's got the
Voodoo?
voodoo thing going on with like
Yeah.
You think you can-
cemeteries and like
You
voodoo.
think you can punch through to the other side?
I think so.
You think
Man,
that
just-
spot's like
Oh, food and
strong,
music.
know-
psychic?
Okay, so can we talk about the James Webb for a second? It's one of the most amazing achievements in science and technology ever.
Are you talking about the telescope?
Telescope
Well,
is
please, let's
unbelievable.
get
It's a
into it.
million miles from Earth. It's got like a 20-something foot mirror, like gold-plated mirror. Unbelievable. They've been working on it since 1985.
What?
And like, yeah, and like it blows Hubble out of the water.
What's it? How far is it? What? How does it see and how? And how
Well, we've already gotten like just images where they're like testing it that are the furthest we've ever seen.
This is a
It can
radio telescope
well, it can
or
see,
traditional
no, it,
light?
It,
What
no,
are we-
it's not optical. It's infrared. It can see redshift, which is like the furthest colors away, the furthest light to reach us, and the oldest light to reach us that the Hubble just couldn't see. And like, so now we're seeing galaxies like we can see it's 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe, each containing up to 1 trillion stars. Like we are like a needle in a fucking haystack of infinite. Like
you can't really put an exclamation point on that enough, and people
No.
just don't give a shit.
and they don't care, and they don't.
They're like,
grab-
I'm from Lowell.
Somebody said to me, "I think we're alone because we haven't been contacted." Like we're like a fucking grain of sand. The odds of us being even in anybody's fucking view, we're so big. Even if they were technologically advanced enough to just search the galaxy, it still would be a slim chance of them even coming into contact with us.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
that's not the
possibilities.
story of our being on Earth, like that we've been told over and over again.
No, I know, and like I think we
whoa,
came
whoa.
from a comet. And I think life came from a comet, and it's seeded all over the galaxy.
Panspermia is the theory.
But so like this is just our galaxy I'm talking about. Like these telescopes are seeing like they see beyond the stars. They see is galaxies. It's unbelievable. And now this thing we're gonna be able to point it like towards like things in our own solar system, exoplanets. I think we're gonna discover life with this telescope.
I think aren't they able to like look and see what not minerals, but
What
like,
elements?
Yeah,
they are.
Spectroscopic
analysis.
analysis.
They pointed at this one place and it was like had like the building blocks of what we
Yeah,
have.
they're gonna point it. I can't wait till they point it at. Like the scientists have like a queue where like they get to use it. Anybody can use it if they submit a good enough idea. Like anybody can submit it anonymously, so we could. And if you so these ideas are gonna be on a list like top priority. So they're gonna point it at Proxima Centauri, which has like, I think a binary star system with like a planet that's just like Earth. Oh, this is good.
Spectroscopic analysis is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's just crazy what they can, and they can know distances and shit. Like,
You use infrared lens to look at something, and based on what it looks like to you, you can tell basically what it's made out of.
Yeah.
Or most of the stuff it's made out of. So you can be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a carbon-rich
That's
planet
hydrogen,
with water
like,
and all
yeah.
that. You know, the building blocks of life, we were talking about that last week with, just basically evolution and all that other shit. But like, what I want to know about is there anybody actively on the planet right now trying to reproduce the the perfect conditions for raw alive elements
for
to
amino
form,
acids and shit to form life.
into
Yeah.
biological life?
Oh yeah, they've been trying to spark it. They've gotten close too to
All
spark
right.
like life. Yeah,
So you're talking about seemingly inert
like amino acids that like form
atomic
into a
elements
cell, a single celled organism.
coming together, and then
Yep.
somehow just it turns into a cell.
Yep,
And,
then from there it evolves, and until we're sitting here talking with this.
Next
machine
thing you
in
know,
front of
you
us.
got a Rohit Sharma out in L.A. fucking doing Indian comedy.
So that's actually a real thing. Like they've tried to do that. It's what sparked that life. I don't know, but like
It bottles the mind.
yeah,
That's cool. I mean,
the telescope's really fucking cool though, and it's 1,000,000 miles from Earth, so it's got like no interference and shit. Like we're gonna see a whole
Wait a
bunch of cool
second.
shit.
Where is it?
the images from it are
Already, those are just the
Ridiculous.
beginning. Those are just the beginning. They're just testing it now.
Should post a couple on IG so anyone who gives a shit can look.
Yeah,
what was it called again?
the James Webb Telescope?
James Webb, right?
They've been building it since 1995. Some of these astronomers and engineers have worked a career just on that, and like the fuel is only going to last like 15 to 20 years.
Was it nuclear?
I don't know.
Or you're saying the propulsion system?
Well, whatever. It got out there, and it had to fold out like a transformer, by the way, because it was in like the tip of this rocket. It was too big, so it had to like fold out over the course of weeks and months, and then finally it got out there, and it's like
One little thing breaks.
Yeah, it
Who's
had-
going to go out and fix it?
nobody can. But that's happened with Hubble. They had to fix it. Like Hubble almost went down once, bad. They had to fix it.
Let me tell you, I'm glad that they built it out in space because it shows that we have the ability to do that.
No, they built it here.
Well, all right, here's my thing. All right?
It formed on its own in space after it got out there.
This week or last week, Declan sent me something for the show. He's like, "Oh, you got to put this on there." And it was basically about CERN, the particle accelerator.
Yeah.
They're basically, if you go on their website, they're like, "Check it out. We're trying to make antimatter in the lab. We're doing this. We're doing that." And I'm just like, look, man, I have like a very, very rough understanding of like basic physics. I don't know all about particle physics or anything like that, but I do know that like just playing around with atomic weapons was fucking dangerous enough. Like, I don't think we should be building particle accelerators on the Earth. I think that should be done.
Are you worried about like a black hole forming and sucking us all in?
I don't know what the fuck.
It might have already done it.
Who knows what the
Probably
fuck they're
not.
gonna do, bro? But it's dangerous shit they're playing around with, and they don't really know what they don't know, right? And it just seems like if this is the only planet we've got, dude, I love CERN. I love the particle accelerator. I love that we're doing that. I just don't think we should do it on Earth or the moon because, like, we need the moon to keep the environment on Earth stable, and Earth's our only environment that we live in. So maybe we shouldn't blow a hole in the fucking side of it, or possibly worse, blow a hole in reality.
UFOs.
With a particle accelerator that we just don't really get what it's doing. You know, I mean, I don't fucking know. I'm just saying is that it's too late now. That shit's built. They put a ton of money into it. They ain't going back. So I hope they don't blow like a Stranger Things scenario into the side of Europe, and those little creatures are running fucking rampant over Europe. We'll have to. What do you think we'll do? Nuke it? Quarantine it? everyone will have to live out of there.
There was one thing that I saw. I was watching a lot of social media about the James Webb telescope, and there was one thing that I saw. They found like this planet that's attached to a star. It's gravitationally attached to a star. I'm sure there's better words for that, but it doesn't rotate. It doesn't
Faces
rotate.
the star the whole
It just
time.
faces. So like one side of it is 2,000 degrees, and the other side of it isn't. And because of that, on the other side, there's like these crazy rainstorms that are all like, I forget which element it was, but it was like
The planet Remus that abuts Romulus in Star Trek is exactly that. One side faces the sun the whole time, and so it's like a gajillion degrees. The other side's fucking freezing, but just in between certain areas of where it's super hot and super cold, there's like a ring of a habitable zone where the Remans, and they live underground. But yeah, it's fucked up when planets don't orbit, like don't rotate.
yeah, right. That's pretty weird.
It's too much.
So again, like I said, I was watching some social media, and they were just showing like these astrophysicists react to the pictures of
they're
images.
so excited.
I'm
They're gonna
like,
learn so
okay,
much.
this is real.
Yeah,
this
they're
is
gonna
like
learn so
really
much.
real, because they're like, these people are like, this is what they've been waiting for.
I've seen.
They're going to learn so much about the universe.
I mean, that's the idea. I hope.
Yeah, and they got more planned too. More telescopes in the next 3 decades.
We need more money put into that stuff. What we were talking about earlier with
We're-
the clean water.
This
Like,
thing's seeing 13.2 billion years ago. Like the Big Bang was 14 billion years ago. Like it's or 13.8. I don't know. It's seeing close to the Big Bang. It's unbelievable.
all right. So pre-radio, pre on the air, we were having a
Radio. Who
heated
needs
argument
radio?
outside about, I don't know, somebody, about how to get clean water in Uganda, because the Uganda Water Project is a big fundraiser that we may get involved with if we go.
Yeah, but like, doesn't Bill Gates get involved with that?
People do. They partner
What I
with
mean,
some
if
big
Bill Gates couldn't do anything, he's fucking.
But what I'm
rich.
saying is this, is like, we were talking about it.
How about the
it's,
Dan Buy a House Foundation?
You know how much money is spent like in Las Vegas on like shit? Just nothing.
Yeah, but
Just decadence.
Yeah, but it's our country.
It's people from all over the world are going there. And
No, I
dumping.
know, but I'm saying is it's our economy, our country. Like,
I just feel like that money could go to getting clean drinking water places that we don't have it. And if
where
it's,
in like Uganda?
yeah,
Yeah, but why would Americans send out aid all the time? Like it's not like
Aid's not
it's
enough,
not like
dude. They
Vegas
need- they need
is
to terraform
Yeah, but
it.
Vegas is owned by corporations and companies. Like it's not their responsibility to get clean water to Uganda. Like,
no, I know,
it's
man.
Uganda's
I'm just-
government's responsibility.
I get there's more to it than like the politics. I'm just saying, it's like on a basic level, when you look at what the human species spends our money on, it's like kind of gross, because you're like,
Yeah, but that's Americans.
It's
Fat,
nice.
decadent.
It's nice that we built the telescope, right? And it's cool that we built CERN.
I think that's more important.
CERN
CERN
cost. I don't know what the total cost of CERN is, but it was a gajillion dollars. I mean, they had countries donating money, they had philanthropists donating money.
I
they
think
had
it's important for
corporations.
human advancement.
It sure is, but you know what also is important for human advancement? Healthy human populations.
Yeah, but like
People
we
that
have
have clean water.
We have 8 billion people on the planet, though. Like everybody I know has clean drinking water.
Yeah, here, but places in the world they don't, man.
I can't worry about every other place, though. It's in Africa, for Christ's sake.
I know. I'm just saying, as a problem on the planet that we put our resources into, what's more of a pressing matter? CERN,
CERN.
theoretical particle physics that might make antimatter, or clean drinking water technology for
No,
everybody?
humans are going to advance no matter what happens to certain countries.
I know.
There's third world countries. That's what
know.
there is.
I know.
yeah, and those countries are used for their resources for the rich countries. They go in, take them all, and then go,
No, my cell phone needs
you guys
sort
are
of like-
lazy.
my cell phone needs whatever chemicals they put in it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
God
have.
damn it.
I don't have all the
Little
answers.
kid-
Telescope, they had to get some of these minerals from somewhere.
Little
Why
kids
not
can fit
Uganda?
into the hole good, and they
Yeah.
can get it for me.
Yeah.
Hindsight's 2020. What if, right? Like on Star Trek, they can take energy and matter and convert it back and forth. So you could take like literally a clump of human shit, break it down into energy, and then take that energy and reform it into matter and make like, I don't know,
Poop?
anything you want, like a pair of boots, a hat, drinking water, a steak, anything. So maybe CERN, they spend 50 years fucking around down there. They figure out that shit. And the next thing you know, they're just taking sand in Africa and turning it into water. You know, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I just think like maybe we should.
I think they're going to figure it out before they figure out water.
Yes.
Seems pretty easy.
Water
to figure out
scarcity.
how to change a voice.
Yeah.
No, that's the problem. There isn't a water scarcity. There's a clean, drinkable water scarcity.
Of course,
we've
right.
got so
Why don't
much.
they just dig a hole in the ground and
Eventually,
put a nail in it?
I mean, dude, there's a lot of people out there. A solar still is what you're making fun of me about.
I'm not making fun of you about it. I'm just saying, dig a hole in the ground. I don't know what they should.
No, they need to figure out
They need wells and drinking water and stuff.
desalination of the ocean.
No, the ocean desalination, that's too expensive, though. They can't even do it in California. It's way too costly and slow.
Here's the deal, right? I don't care about all that. All I hear, on a macro perspective, all I've been hearing people chirping about for the last fucking 20 years is like global warming. Polar ice caps are melting. The ocean's gonna the sea level's gonna go up by 20 feet.
It is melting.
It's gonna consume the coasts.
It is.
It's gonna consume the coasts of these planets, of these continents, and shrink the land mass on Earth. I'm like, well, geez, maybe we should start bottling some of that shit up and turning it into clean drinking water so that we don't sink. You know, I mean, the problem is water. It's right there in front of you. It's fucking frozen or it's saline.
Yeah, but we
or
have
whatever.
water here.
Clean it, drink
going
it.
up there to transport that water is a lot
know.
harder than taking the water that we already have here. and
Well,
taking that water.
what's the alternative?
I have a well in my backyard.
Let LA get swallowed by the ocean. Let Boston get swallowed by the ocean. Like if the
We're kind of
scientists,
close to the water.
I'm just saying, maybe put some resources into
The
it.
continents always shift and change. Like over a course of like so many years, like
I know.
those cities will be gone.
I know that
Every
but
trace of them will be gone.
How many people are there on Earth?
a lot, like
8 billion.
I want to say it's
8
close.
billion?
I want to say it's
Close to
closer.
8.
I want to say it's closer to 9, but it could be 8 with COVID.
I think it's 8.
This is a headline on an article on science.org. I have no idea what that is. I
Sounds
assume.
legit.
Sounds legit. If you're-
Science.org. Hello. Whoever owned that domain.
This is from
put anything they want on there forever, and everyone will read it.
from 2016. So 6 years ago. 4 billion people facing severe water scarcity.
Where are the hotspots? India, Pakistan, Africa. That's about it, right?
California.
Cali has a huge water drainage because they just can't stop making wine and weed. And obviously they have massive...
They also don't have rain.
You know, they have massive fires that they're trying to extinguish.
Australia, if you remember, the whole country was on fire.
Yeah, no,
I don't think the water shortage relates to us in New England.
I'm
at
up to
all.
date on my Australian news. Don't you worry about that. My man Matt Cizurko, hey, out in fucking Adelaide, Australia, he let me know. He was telling me about the brush fires when they were going on.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
He's like, the sky looks like a whole big black cloud as far as you can see. It's like pollution.
Looks like Northern Africa, Southern Africa, Middle East, which they're probably used to it. India, parts of China. Well, it depends, too. It looks like this is shifting. I don't know how to read.
Well, there was shit going on in the continental United States when they were fracking water for gas, natural gas. They were basically taking... See, that's a thing, all right?
Fracking?
Yeah, baby. Battlestar Galactica fracking. Some astronaut on the International Space Station dressed up like Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica and broadcasted this week, and it made my feed. But I guess she had done she does all the hot sci-fi people like Star Trek, right. Princess Leia, all that stuff. I think that's fucking awesome. But dude, the water thing is. I mean, I go to the YMCA and I turn a faucet on and hot fucking water comes out and I can drink it and swish it around in my mouth and spit it out and I'm literally just draining it and then I go swimming in a pool full of it and then I get back out. And there's so much of it on the planet. You just got to figure out how to distribute it and get it cleaned. And I just can't believe that there's not a business that I know Poland Springs is like, hey, you want some clean drinking water from this spring in Maine? But come on, man, get me some
That's
water.
even a thing. Who knows?
The fracking thing is different. So the fracking, you know what that is, man?
Yeah.
They're like going underground.
Natural gas and shit.
Well, they're like going underground and using water to trap gas inside the water, and then after the fact, they're taking it out.
It's like a juicy fart.
Yeah,
In the bathtub.
kind of. Some of those gases from your fart get trapped in the water. and that's fracking. And then when they go to extract those gases later, some other shit stays in the water, and that makes the water no longer like absorbable by the planet's water cycle, so it like takes it out of the equation, so to speak. But like, with enough time and enough mushrooms, that'll get solved. Because if you watch the episode, the show Fantastic Fungi, it's a docuseries. It's a documentary. It's not
Is it one show, right? One movie?
Yeah, just one show. Fantastic Fungi.
Yeah,
Fungi.
it's really
nice. One of the things they're experimenting with right now, because this fucking guy Stamets, he's all into mushrooms, right? He basically loves
Stamets.
He wants to have sex with fungi if he hasn't done it already or doesn't regularly do it. All right, and so he owns. And it's most of it is about hallucinogenic compounds and what they've made available to his mind. But he owns all these patents that they're doing experiments with mushrooms and fungus from all over the planet with different shit. And they got this one mushroom fungus that breaks down the hydrocarbons that like oil's made out of.
Yeah.
So if there's like an oil spill and it's just shit all over the place, this fungus will go in there and grow it, break it down, and then make it basically into reusable material by the planet.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think the study of fungi has increased in recent years.
They're putting some research into it.
The way that fungi work in the forest is like amazing too.
Retarded.
Like
The opposite of that, actually. It's amazingly intellectually divine genius.
yeah, I mean it's just like the internet of the forest. It allows all the species of plants communicate with each other through it. It's beautiful.
It's kind of like, yeah, if you had to make a description of it, you'd say it's like the telecommunications network of the plant, of the forest.
Yeah.
Not just plants, but animals too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like people, if you learn about trees and plants, they weren't even possible on the planet without mycorrhizae bacteria helping them basically get onto the earth and root into the soil. But fungi are fucking crazy. They get you high, they make you feel good, they cure you, they give you super strength. Depends on how much you take,
Yeah.
Mushrooms taste good.
They are very tasty. You get some really good ones.
I get good mushrooms all the time. Make them all the time.
That chick on the show supposedly cured herself of cancer with turkey tail mushrooms. I mean, I don't know what
No, she didn't.
Well, this was on the documentary. They gave
but
this
correlation
lady.
does not equal causation.
Well,
Sometimes things get cured.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I was
it's like saying
I
like
need to see some more clinical trials on that
Right,
one before we put it on TV and get everyone that has cancer like hopeful that they're gonna cure it with, turkey tail mushrooms.
Turkey tail might be like a super thing though that it's just those studies haven't been done yet.
I think it boosts your immune system or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what it does, but on the show they portrayed this lady that was like stage 4 cancer, and then Paul Stamets is like, we treated this lady with turkey tail mushrooms, and a month later, no tumors, and she's still clean. And I'm like, there might be more to it than that. Like,
yeah. But she also got radiation. And
she
chemo.
also received heavy radiation treatment.
Yeah, but we think it was the mushrooms because.
I do like the barbarism at which humans come up with ideas on how to like combat diseases, and they're like, I got an idea. This is a systemic thing running through the body. Let's radiate it with radiate it with poison, and your body will be able to recover, but the cancer won't. Like that's
No, they focus it too. It fucks you up.
no, I know it's barbaric, bro. They need to come out with some better things. I don't know. They're working on it. I'm not in charge of that shit. I'm growing the weed, putting the podcast out, trying to get people to fucking focus, See, that's my problem with the water problem is that it's been on my mind all week because I've been researching it, and the more you like, it's like anything else, you get rabbit holes on the internet, but like when you're researching something sad or that sucks, you're like seeing these kids with no water or whatever, you're like, the fuck, like
You want to make some sort of cause for the show, right?
I just don't understand how everyone around it that's there is allowing it to occur. That like there should be like somebody has to correct it. I don't know.
The only problem is like guys like Bill Gates have gone after shit like that and they haven't solved shit.
I don't know, man.
Well,
Those guys have a lot of shit to run.
I think there's like this thing of how can we make money off of it? So like we have this problem of gas guzzling cars, right? The one guy who figured it out and developed an engine that could run on battery is the richest person on the planet.
Right now?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think it's Elon Musk?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's the richest person on the planet right now.
But-
or he's like flips back and forth between
You think
him
that
and Bezos.
you think that he perfected the electric battery so to date?
Yeah.
Well, the electric car.
Or
Yeah.
he's the leader in it. And
Because that technology
Also,
was
their
Toyota was
rockets-
doing that, Honda was doing that. Like they had people doing it, and they were like,
Their rockets are crazy too. They can land like
yeah, self-landing
reusable
rockets.
rockets.
Yeah.
That's like-
He's an amazing
Twilight
contribution to
Zone.
humanity. I fucking love him, and I'm gonna email him about the water thing, see what he has to say about it. But it's got to be like somebody like that must look at it the same way I look at it. He must be like, "What are you talking about? There's water everywhere."
he has a lot of haters out there. You know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they hate him.
Tons. People hate him.
Here's the deal, okay?
he's a megalomaniac too, though.
Is he?
He's a
That's-
psychopath.
It's like Dr. Evil.
Well, yeah,
I
he
don't know
is.
if he's a megalomaniac.
He's
I
a
have to look-
psychopath.
I have to look into that. I know he's got some mental problems. I mean, you can't be that fucking smart and cope with
Yeah.
reality and not
UFOs.
and be sober. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
can't do that.
He smoked weed on Joe Rogan and they all went nuts. Stock fell.
They settled
Yeah,
down. pretty
yeah,
quick.
right.
Yeah, I know. It's so stupid though. Who cares? He can't relax a little bit.
I'm not ultimately worried about the problem because I know that it's just technology. Because all right, here's the deal: aluminum. You and I call it aluminum, and it's aluminium.
Aluminium.
It's aluminium on the other side of the pond. We make a ton of shit out of it, relatively cheap and easy, right?
Yeah.
We make, they call it aircraft grade aluminum, right? Because they make aircrafts out
Light.
of it. It's light, semi-strong. It's
Aluminum.
cheap and easy to make. We've got aluminium foil, right? You've got aluminum wheels on your car.
Tin foil.
You've got, tin foil, aluminium.
You can wear it on your head and like make sure the aliens.
I
don't
do. I
suck
go to
up your
bed
brain.
like that.
You've
Make sure
got
the aliens don't get into my
you've
brain.
got aluminum all over the place. It's cheap as fucking shit, right? And where I'm going with that is this: a couple hundred years ago, that shit was like more valuable than the most valuable precious metal in the world. There are not a lot of naturally occurring veins of aluminum that you can go mine and smelt and be like, here, look at this aluminum cup I just made you, right? And so for a long time, aluminum was a precious resource and it was super rare. And everyone was like, you were the bee's knees if you owned something made out of aluminum, okay? And then one day, some scientist came along and he figured out a way to chemically isolate it from like the dirt. Like literally, it's all over the fucking place in the dirt. And this guy was like, well, we just chemically separate it from what it's attached to, and we'll filter it out over here. And then voila, you've got aluminum all over the motherfucking place.
Right.
Got aluminum.
And so that's ultimately what will happen with water is that, you know, right now they're like, everyone's fighting over like clean drinking water and how to make it and how to get it and blah, blah, blah. But like sooner or later,
Clean growing water. Because if you're thinking about
rearing animals, farming.
you're thinking about food. If there's a water shortage, there's food shortage.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Water is the natural element.
But all right, so like, you know, I think we talk about like they have cures to cancer, but they don't release it because then it would end cancer and they wouldn't be able to make the millions and hundreds of billions of dollars they make.
I don't think that's true.
Talking about pharmaceutical companies.
Shit, yeah. Do you think that they know how to do the water thing, but right now is not the time because they're still making $1 billion, trillions, hundreds, trillions of dollars of oil?
In Sherlock Holmes' Game of Shadows, starring Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, and whoever that other British guy is who played the bad guy, Moriarty, right?
Yeah.
And the other guy, too. This is what happened, all right, Danimal? Moriarty owned a munitions company, meaning that he made bullets and explosives and cannons. He owned a company that did this other thing, and he owned a textile company. He owned the companies that, like Johnson & Johnson, whoever that company at the time was that made, like, bandages, he made all that stuff. And so he was like, what can I do so that there's just a lot of people that want to buy my bandages and my bullets and all this other stuff. And he basically used his money to influence countries to go to war with each other. And guess what? Both sides were buying his bullets.
Is that Citizen Kane?
No. This is in Sherlock Holmes Game of
Sherlock
Shadows.
Holmes. Yeah,
This is Moriarty. But what I'm saying to you is Macka's saying this with the pharmaceutical companies and the cancer and all the other bullshit is that like they figure out a cure for a virus, or they figure out a condition that they figure out how to cure it, and then they're like, how can we make the most money with this? Oh, I've got an idea. What if we gave everyone on the planet the virus and then they needed the cure? We'd be rich, right? Or like, what if they figured out a genetic way, 50 years ago they figured out a virus that genetically modified humans and made them like attention deficit disorder, and like, from 1980 on, kids everywhere were just hyper.
Yeah,
and they couldn't control themselves. They were just all over the fucking place. And guess what? We got a cure. It's called Ritalin. It's Adderall, or it's this, or it's that. You know what I mean? That's the concept he's saying, is that like sometimes the cure or the disease is made by the people that have the cure, so to speak.
It's true with opiates too.
They're pretty addictive on their own. I think if you just get into them, touch them in any way, shape, or form, your body.
Then there's medications to deal with the addiction that they give you for a pharmaceutical that they give you for pain.
Elaborate. So you're saying that
they have the cure and they have the meds to make you high. They have the cure for it. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing you're talking about.
But the meds that cure it, you have to stay on them.
Yes.
So it's forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not really a cure. It's just
No, it's not a cure, but it's a solution, and they make money on both parts.
Scandalous.
Yeah, they charge like $15 a pill for Suboxone and shit like that.
Viagra's expensive.
It's like $15 each.
10, 15. I'm like, people are like, it's so expensive. I was like, I don't know, man. If you can't get an erection, $15 sounds pretty good to have a go.
Other things are pretty good.
You know?
Other things are pretty good. I microdose this med called finasteride, Propecia, for like hair loss. I take it like because I'm gonna be 40. I'm taking it like
for hair.
Yeah, I'm just
prevention.
Prevention, yeah, preventative. And so I take it every other day, like really tiny amount, and that's cheap. Like I have like a year's supply for $20.
You're just taking a small amount just to supplement.
Yeah, because there's studies that say 1/5 the dose they give you has no side effects. You don't lose your boners. You don't get gynecomastia, but you take it every other day. So I cut the pills into. I'm supposed to take one pill a day. I cut them into 4s and take a tiny piece every other day.
Man, you gotta love your hair to take a medication that has a side effect that's like.
Well, no,
you
just gotta watch it. Like I'm a
might
fucking
cause
animal.
your boner not to work anymore.
Well, no, I'll have good warning. I'll know when something's going on because like I got boners for days.
I mean, some of the hair growth stuff is
yeah, because it blocks like DHT and can make your testosterone go low, and then your estrogen spikes. You gotta be careful. That's all. And so
I will shave my head.
Well, they think that like bald heads is actually like an evolutionary thing, and it's a sign of a healthy male because it means that you have high testosterone and DHT. It doesn't necessarily mean that like you're less healthy than somebody with a nice thick head of hair.
It's peculiar that we
completely normal.
I'm looking at a lot of stuff in Uganda right now, and they've got like these tours we can go on. First of all, it's a fucking commitment when you look at some of these things. They're like 3-day tour with the gorillas, 7-day tour with. I'm like, what do you mean 7 days? Like we're gonna be out in the bush, like 2 days to get there, 2 days to get back. Like I can't trek out somewhere in the jungle.
I just want to see some fucking gorillas.
I could do it, but like my leg would be killing me, and I'm like, I don't know if that's what I want to do on vacation. But like, if
probably
they like
drive you out.
They have a 1-day like safari, I'm gonna go on it. If they even have a 1-night overnight safari, I'm gonna go on it. But like, I'm looking at all these pictures of these primates on the internet. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, these things look human.
Right.
I mean, they are so close to what we look like, and basically the difference, really is that like we don't have all this hair all over us,
and they're
so
much stronger.
Point,
Why?
Well, they're stronger, I think, because they're running around hanging on trees all day, and that they just got strong and jacked.
Yeah, if you did pull-ups
all day long,
all day long, you'd be fucking strong.
If you put a chimp in an office chair for 6 generations, those chimps would be all hunched over and fat and shitty, and their eyes wouldn't work.
I look at a lot of boomers now, and like they have like super big guts and skinny arms. Like it's amazing how like you atrophy when you don't do anything.
Right.
Wow.
Just atrophy.
The human body is I don't think designed to last as long as we've been pushing it. And the next like frontier for me for medicine is like I think it's called, I don't want to say the wrong word, but basically it's like the fountain of youth, right? Like they're trying to figure out why we age and stop it or cap it out when you're
Telomeres.
but they're trying to cap it out when you're like, let's say 35.
Yeah.
You're mature. That's it. There you go.
Kind of in your prime.
Yeah.
Should be at least.
Your hormone. They want to keep you in this hormonal, like, bam, right there. You're 35 forever. And then, I mean, I don't know what that does to the population on the planet. I don't know what that does to any of it. It's all unexplored territory. But right now we're pushing, like, the human body past its traditional limits, I think.
I'm an animal.
I am an animal. That's what I'm saying to you. When you look at these chimps and these gorillas and you look them in the eye, you're like, oh my God, that thing looks just
I took care of monkeys. I remember.
And it would rip your arm off.
And speaking of older
Even a monkey was strong. It grabbed my finger. Holy fuck, little 20-pound monkey.
I just want to say this about the difference or the similarities between Homo sapiens and the other apes. Okay, if you ever, I swear to God's man, I was driving down the road today and I saw a lady on the side of the road who looked like she was about, I don't know, a hard 65, 70 years old. Like she looked like she'd had it rough or had, whatever. But she looked like one of those old ass chimps or gorillas you see. Like her body looked like theirs. It was like exactly what you're talking about. It was like this gut with these droopy boobs and these droopy arms. And it's like this atrophied thing. And I was like, Jesus, man. I'm like, what? Why are we writing Mozart and making telescopes and these things are running around in the bushes eating bamboo? What the hell? What happened?
What triggered the change in or the creation of a different species?
And I've been reading,
and then the old species stayed alive.
And believe you me,
we're not necessarily monkeys though.
Yeah,
We don't come from chimps. We're different. We broke away from them. Like
I've been
50 million
reading
years ago.
I've been reading a lot about the stoned ape theory, right? Because of mushroom cultivation. It's in all the books now. The stoned ape theory.
Yeah,
and I get it. It does make sense. These primates, if they were hunting the herds of cattle, these massive herds would have left massive piles of shit in their wakes, and the humans would have eventually picked the shrooms and eat them. But like, so would have other animals, right? Like, you telling me like a
They would have learned which mushrooms do what.
Right, but like, you're telling me like a squirrel or like some other animal that eats mushrooms wouldn't run over and be like, eat them up and then get intelligent. So I don't know. I don't know if it holds water.
Yeah, no, but I think they were already on the verge of like their brains getting bigger and stuff. See, one thing that happened in this book, Sapiens, they talk about how like fire did something good because like our stomachs didn't have to use so much energy to digest anymore once the food is cooked.
So it went to the brain.
So it went to the brain. So like, so like all this energy that's allocated to the stomach no longer had to be, and it could be allocated to the brain. So that made a big difference too.
The brain uses a lot of calories.
Yeah, it does. But so the stomach using just as many calories, so once fire and cooking, that cuts a lot of those calories needed to digest that way.
I want to bring it full circle to end the show, but like watching that show alone, you see people go out there in pretty fucking short period of time, like your body cannibalizes. Like if you just stopped eating today, like that's it, you're out, no more food for 3-4 days, like your body just starts eating itself.
Yeah, the girl said that she could taste sweetness in her mouth, and that's a sign of ketosis, with this ketones in her blood that are just using stored body fat for energy. It's what like Atkins and keto does.
So many other things too, like they have no nutrition from like vitamins,
no micronutrients.
Right.
So like you could live off your body fat for like 6 months if you're heavier, but like you're not getting any more than the micronutrients, so it's not that good.
Yeah, so you need to drink some electrolyte fluid.
Yeah, you could survive though. It's just not ideal. Like you're gonna be malnourished when it's over.
Right.
If you're just living off your own body fat.
There's no Gatorade in the cooler in the middle of Alaska. There's
not
nothing.
I don't know all the facts, but I think I read a story about a guy who he was like 500 pounds. Yeah, he went a year
without eating.
Yeah.
Just did electrolytes.
500 pounds, just drank electrolyte fluids. He worked with a doctor. He probably saw a doctor.
Probably took vitamins too.
Yeah, vitamins too.
But he didn't eat any food.
Yeah.
And he lost like 300 pounds in 1 year.
So vitamins are catalysts for your biological process.
He was in ketosis though, but you can go without the vitamins. I mean, he probably needed those micronutrients and vitamins, like because like otherwise you get deficiencies and you get weird shit happening. But like as far as like the food and the calories goes, though, he had plenty of stored body fat to live off of and to burn calories. Like he didn't need to take it from food because otherwise, he could just take it from his body. But eventually, gonna run out of that. He got skinny,
Wonder what
loose skin too.
what his first food it was like.
It was
He
a
probably
cheeseburger. Threw it up.
He just really?
Yeah, but he stuck it up his ass.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, it was a cheeseburger. No, I don't know.
Let me before we close, I have a question for you guys.
buddy?
What do you guys think about bidets?
Bidets? I've never tried one. I'd love
Me
to.
neither. What do you think, Candyman?
You don't have to wipe your ass.
Just spray that hose right up your
You
ass.
just dab it a little bit.
Okay, I am a huge fan of being in the shower with one of those shower heads that you can wash up your ass and get the undercarriage, so to
get
speak.
the taint. Yeah.
Grundle.
Just all of it.
Yeah, get your grundle.
Just get your
your
whole.
raft.
Just get your whole. Bend over and open it up and get that whole area rinsed out with nice hot water.
Yeah.
Soap it up.
Yep.
And then rinse it out again. That I'm into.
Yeah.
Spraying my freshly pooped anus with some cold water to rinse it off, and like having that water go who knows where, like maybe it's leaking down this little crack in my leg, or maybe it's sticking to this hair.
No, I think they're pretty good though.
I'm not ready for that. It doesn't sound like it. I'm more into baby wipes and toilet paper, and when I see
Baby wipes, nice.
when I've got a baby wipe and I wipe myself with it and it comes out looking clean, I know I'm pretty.
feel good.
Oh, you
I'm
can polish
pretty.
it off. Yeah.
I'm saying I'm pretty. My bum's pretty clean, and for a guy that doesn't wear, because I don't wear underwear.
You
I gotta
need to have it
I gotta
clean.
keep my tushy clean.
Yeah.
I haven't. Hey, listen, I haven't since I've changed my diet for the past like 6 months. I haven't seen any wiping where I've ever seen anything on the tissue paper.
But why
6
do
months.
you have a bidet?
What do you
Did
mean? Like
get
you've
one?
been having that clean?
That clean every time?
You're saying you take
Yep,
it.
I haven't in 8 months. I haven't seen one wipe that has any skid mark on the toilet paper.
What does that mean? That you have like a perfectly
Fibered, solid
solid
poop. It's like a fucking
moist.
package.
It's fibered. It's
It
packaged.
leaves
It's
no
ready.
residue in my butthole.
And those are always
I still clean, but yeah.
solid shits too when
Yep.
you do that. Like
Yep.
that's
It comes out like a solid shit. Yeah.
no, what I mean is like you're like, oh, that was a good one. I feel good about that. And then you're clean under there. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, what a
It's
day.
amazing.
The
Not one loose stool, not one diarrhea, nothing. Because I eat the same thing every day. I would have to have a bug probably to have diarrhea at this point.
Why are you asking us this? Do you have one?
Well,
Did you
look,
get
it
one?
was
Did
just
you get
recently,
bidet?
and it was recently Amazon Prime Day, and
Got
there was
yourself
a
one?
ridiculous sale. So yeah, I got myself one.
you
I
use
haven't
that?
hooked it up. It hasn't come in yet.
Oh man.
So maybe next.
You know,
I used to have a guy I worked with from Morocco that had a water bottle under the toilet and he'd spray his ass with it.
there are varying levels of filth that are acceptable to walk around in as a human, right?
Yeah,
Like if we didn't have a bath, right? You could go in the river and take a bath, so to speak, in the cold river.
Yeah.
But you'd be coming out covered in microbes. God knows what's living in there.
You just use a towel wet and wipe yourself.
Yeah, there are various ways to achieve. Like I said, there are varying degrees of filth that you can acceptably walk around in. But like, if you say to me right now, like I'm gonna take a hot bath after like I work, like a hot bath after you work out, and you're just gonna soak in your own you're gonna make a soup of your own gross shit, soak in it, and then get out.
Yeah.
Like you got to take a shower, man. You got to rinse.
yeah.
But the bidet is a rinser, but I feel like it's not the same as a shower because there's no soap involved. And
Yeah, but
I have friends that have it, and they swear by it. Rohit Sharma.
You can't shower your ass every time you take a shit, though. Do you do that?
it might feel good to have that.
I know. Look, I don't know what it's going to be like, but
There's only one way to
I was
find out,
watching a
Macka.
YouTube review and installation of it, and this guy put it on.
Like a regular dude that put up a review on YouTube. He's like, yo, you guys got to get on this.
yeah, and he
bidet."
like showed how to do it, and he turned it on, and his tub was like facing his shower, and he fucking did it, and it sprayed all the way to the shower.
So it's a high pressure.
High pressure, like
I
5
think it
feet.
probably cleans it pretty good.
And he said he did it on high throttle.
You
and he
spread
said
your
it
butt
was
cheeks
very
when you do
intense.
it?
I guess you must have to, right?
There you go.
No, the toilet I think spreads your butt cheeks when you're taking your dump.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
And then you just stay in that position and activate the bidet.
Yeah.
bidet.
Yeah, do you have a squatty potty?
I had a squatty potty.
It makes me naturally poop like it's supposed to in nature.
Who is the sick fuck that invented the bidet? It's this French word.
It's definitely
obviously.
the French.
Yeah, it's not a big American thing, but it's big in Europe.
How far back does it go?
They used to have a guy in the toilet, he'd spray water with his
Just
mouth.
real quick, give me a date on the invention of the bidet, the original person that was
Yeah, and I think it used to be a separate toilet, right?
So you could take a crap and then move over and then get yourself rinsed off.
Remember in Crocodile Dundee when he was in the hotel in New York and he was like, "Oh, oi."
Yeah, dude.
17. All right, the bidet appears to have been an invention of the French furniture makers in the late 17th century, although the earliest written reference to bidet is 1726 in Italy.
Wow. Probably it was invented by, it sounds like Leonardo da Vinci invented it and some French people stumbled across some drawings and they were like, whoa.
The 1710, the royal family's furniture maker Christophe de Rozier installed the first bidet in the palace. Not much is known about the de Rozier, but he paved the way for a tradition of refreshing cleanliness that continues this day.
Dude, you know, the Asians, like the Chinese and the Japanese, they have those fancy toilets with the bidet that comes out and washes you and then it heats and it talks to you. Oh, they got crazy toilets out there.
Yeah. All right, so let me so like when you search Google, it has all the other follow-up questions that are related. And one of the questions is, do bidets spray poop everywhere?
It's a perfectly legit question.
And the answer that was given here on December 22nd, 2020, the year of our Lord, no, bidets don't spray poop everywhere when you use them. Bidets use a concentrated stream of water specifically directed to cleanse your backside and genitals. I don't like that necessarily, but I guess that's probably the other sex.
Some of that water is hitting your poop
and your ball sack,
rinsing down your ball sack, getting caught in the little
sprayed up
armpit thing in between your ball sack and your leg, whatever that's called.
The waste does not get sprayed all over. Think of it as a safe, spotless wash for your butt. Think of it as a safe, spotless wash of your butt.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
Jerry's out on my end on that one, man. You're gonna have to get back to us and let us know.
Yeah.
What's your? You bought it?
Yeah.
It's not come in yet.
No, it's like, I don't know, it got delayed or something because usually.
So what's
the brand is called Tushy.
You're gonna install this thing.
Yep.
And you're gonna poop and let it rinse you off. And you're gonna tell us.
Yeah.
How
it went.
You got to get one, or this is a gimmick.
That'll be the next.
Look at this guy.
All right. Now we're getting somewhere.
I did see an amazing TikTok video of this kid, and I'll try to find it and send it. But basically, he uses a bidet for the first time, and then they show this amazing response. TikTok's an amazing place.
I do not explore it, but I will have to. All right, so I'm not gonna say that the focus of the show today was water. We did talk about it, and I think it is a great way to end the show with that we have things that we have so much water that we just shoot it out to wipe our own asses instead of using a wet wipe and saving the water.
Right. Meanwhile, people in Africa will walk
these people
15 miles.
Yeah, they have no water, and we have so much of it that we're just inventing devices that shoot it out and clean our asses so that we don't have to take the 3 seconds out of our day and wipe our asses with a wet wipe like a normal person. So, and therein, my ladies and gentlemen and everyone else in between, lies the conundrum of the human experience. We have a lot of fucking swings of abundance and feast and famine and different disproportion, and it's tough out there. But thanks for listening in, everyone. And what do you got, buddy?
Oh, nothing. We live in a good area, I'll tell you that.
We have bidets.
Yeah.
I have the option not to use it or to use it.
They're worried about clean water, and we're worried about using the water to wipe our asses.
Yeah, I'm not into it. But anyway, go out there and get someone's sushi off. Thanks for listening.